Hello everybody, this is an astrological forecast for Scorpio for October of 2013. This also applies if you have a Scorpio ascendant. My dear Scorpios, happy birthday to you. I hope it's going to be a really happy, successful, great year ahead for you. As you know, much going on in the heavens. You've got a huge amount of change happening in your lives, Scorpios, and for you, you don't like too much change, at least not the change unless you initiate it. We're in the build-up now to this square between Uranus and Pluto on November the 1st. It's another exact square. This is shaking our world up, but also for you, been shaking up your ideas, your beliefs. All the things that you've held dear, you may have to change now. And your work, for many of you, your work has been in a state of flux, of change, some surprises, some things you didn't expect. And many of you as well, your health, your physical well-being. And some of you have been looking for, what am I here for? What am I to do? Where can I make the biggest difference? Because you do want to make a difference, you do want to contribute. So what we've got going on is this very powerful grand cross going on in the heavens, and it's exceptionally powerful at the time of the new moon in Libra, which is on the 5th of October, happening in your 12th house. The sun is there as well, in preparation for your birthday, and so we've got a lot going on here for you in these four houses. So this moon in the 12th house is very much a reflective moon. It's a time to look at what you've done this last year. What have you accomplished? What are you happy with? What are you maybe less than happy with? What would you like to work on? What's important now? How can you create more balance in your life? This new moon will give you an opportunity to reevaluate all this before your birthday. Yeah? It's before the birthday time to reevaluate and to set ahead some new intentions, some new ideas, a new vibration. To decide, hey, I want to draw some warm, loving people into my life. So I have to start with being warm and loving myself. How can I put that vibration out? You may find yourself being quiet again in some ways and reading a lot or meditating a lot. This is a wonderful time for it at the time of this new moon in Libra. Now, we've got a lot happening in your first house, Scorpios. So you are in a period of reinvention. You're trying to reinvent yourself. You've had a long period being like one person, but now so much is changing in your life. So much from your relationships, your work, your finances, your career direction. So much is in flux that you're reinventing yourself. It's a wonderful time in many ways. You're planting new seeds. You may not see the results of those seeds immediately. Yeah, you can't say, oh, I've just planted you, now please, where's my carrots? We've got to be patient. So there has to be a certain patience there. But with Venus in your first house for the first week of the month, this means to do something nice for yourself, to do something you enjoy. It makes you more attractive to others, more charming to others. So if there's something you need to communicate that's a little difficult, good time to do it during the first week of the month. On the 8th of the month, Venus goes into your house of money, your second house of finance. This could bring you a little bonus, a present from somebody financially. You might buy yourself something nice. But it's a good aspect financially. This can really help you come up with a new idea for business, can help you market your business, can bring somebody who may want to help you with your work or your business or whatever it is that you are doing in your career. Now, for the first 2 weeks of the month, we've got Mars right at the top of the chart, Scorpios. And Mars is your ruler, one of your rulers. So it's a great time for putting energy into your career, your work. I would suggest that you work autonomously, because sometimes with Mars in the 10th, you don't like to be interfered with at the best of times, Scorpios, but with Mars up there for the first 2 weeks of the month, you really need to be doing things as much as possible on your own. But you can be making a lot of headway, really making an impact in your work, really getting a lot done. And the second 2 weeks of the month, with Mars going into your 11th house, is a wonderful time for connecting up with people. You could do that through the internet, into wide communities for communicating things that you've been finding out, ferreting out. Because Scorpios, you love to get to the bottom of things, and Mercury is in your sign, Scorpio, and it goes retrograde in Scorpio on the 21st of the month. So it's retrograde in your first house. It's going to be a wonderful time for rethinking all these new plans, all these new ideas, new groups that you may have considered joining, a new course that you may have considered doing or teaching or book writing. It's time to reflect. I think this Scorpio retrograde, and it's there until the 10th of November, will actually be very powerful for you. It's going to enable you to get a bigger picture. There's so much going on in your everyday life. So much for you Scorpios. Mentally, what you're thinking about, what you've got to do, you're feeling very responsible. Some of you are feeling a little bit lonely as well, as though nobody's really helping much. That's going on as well. So this Mercury retrograde will be a very powerful time for you to reevaluate your goals, what you're working towards, what you want. And there may be some completions of some things that you've set in motion. So that too will be very good. Try to get any important travel plans done before the 21st. Any important documents signed, if you can, before the 21st. And I wouldn't be making some really big purchases during that Mercury retrograde. You may be tempted to, but I wouldn't do it during the retrograde. It's just a wonderful time as well for also somebody from your past to come back into your life, for you maybe to complete something that was unfinished, an opportunity for completing it. On the 23rd of October, hooray, it's Scorpio birthday times, and the Sun comes into your first house. Scorpios, this is great. This shines a light on you, yourself, what you're about, what you're doing, and it's new beginnings for you, Scorpio. Really lovely new beginnings. And you'll be wondering now, got so carried away with your birthdays and this Mercury retrograde, the full moon. The full moon on the 18th of the month in your 6th house, and it's a lunar eclipse. So these two houses are going to be very affected for the next 6 months. You do need to make sure you're taking care of your health, but it's also shining a light on your work, what you're doing in your everyday life. Are your everyday practices supporting you? Or do you just have rituals that you've done for so long you're not even aware you're doing them? This lunar eclipse is going to shine a light on what you're doing on an everyday basis, and hopefully you'll improve things. You'll make things better. It is important to look at your health. Make sure you're getting enough rest time. Make sure there's a balance between being private and alone, and between being out there and working. And also this lunar eclipse may well force you to look at where you want to contribute. I think that this is going to be something that will be a repeating theme. It's like you want to make a difference. We are going through so many world changes. How can you make that difference? This is what you're probably going to be questioning during this next 6 months. And hopefully there are going to be some good new ideas coming up for you. So it's a powerful month, Scorpios. You love intensity. It's the kind of thing you enjoy. So enjoy the intensity, and I wish you a great month. Thank you for subscribing, commenting, getting in touch. I really appreciate it. Bye for now.